A very good morning. You are tuned into the breakfast news on Rajya Sabha television. Lots making news this Wednesday morning. First up, a look at the headlines. CBSE retest for Class 12 economics paper today. Re-exam a month after paper leak. Nearly 6 lakh students to appear for same allotted centres using the same admit cards. Enforcement Directorate is set to confiscate assets worth over 15,000 crore rupees under the new Fugitive Economic Offenders Ordinance. Agency to approach anti-money laundering courts to get orders to attach properties of absconding defaulters like Vijay Mallya and Nirav Modi. Scrutiny of 3,900 nominations are filed for 12th of May Karnataka polls today. BJP picks up party heavyweight Bri Sriramulu to take on Chief Minister Siddaramaiah in Badami. Congress High Command to take a call on next Chief Minister, says a senior leader Mallikarjun Kharge. Home Ministry advisory to Gujarat, Rajasthan and Haryana to step up security ahead of verdict in the rape case involving Asaram. Prohibitory orders in Jodhpur, where trial court will pronounce verdict in the case of alleged rape of a teenager by self-styled godman. And India refuses to endorse China's controversial Belt and Road Initiative. All other 7 SCO members back Xi Jinping's SPREAD project at Foreign Ministers' meeting in Beijing. Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman tells her Chinese counterpart differences must not lead to disputes in relations. Our top story this morning, the Central Board of Secondary Education of the CBSE will be conducting the re-examination for Class 12 economics paper today. Remember, the exam was rescheduled after paper leak from several parts of the country last month. About 6 lakh students will appear for the exam across 4,000 centres. The CBSE informed all the students appearing for the re-exam that they will appear from the same allotted centres using the same admit cards that they used on 26th of March when the exam was held first. Now, according to Delhi Police, the paper was leaked on 23rd of March, 3 days before the scheduled date. The leak was exposed after an envelope containing 4 images of the handwritten economics papers was delivered to the CBSE headquarters in Delhi on the evening of the scheduled date of examination. Several arrests have been made in connection with the leak, and the HRD Ministry has set up a committee to examine the process by which the CBSE conducts examinations. The panel will suggest measures to make the process secure and foolproof. It has to submit its report by 31st of May. And the Universities Grants Commission, or the UGC, has released a list of 24 self-styled and fake varsities across the country, including 8 in the national capital. In a notice, it said that the students and public at large are informed that these self-styled and unrecognized institutions are functioning in contravention of the UGC Act in various parts of the country. It further said that these universities have been declared as a fake and are not entitled to confer any degrees. The fake universities which have been found functioning in Delhi include the Commercial University, United Nations University, Vocational University and ADR-centric Juridial University, among others. And other universities which have been identified as fake, including one each from Puducherry, Aligarh, Bihar, Odisha, Kanpur, Mathura, Nagpur, Kerala, Karnataka, and 2 universities in Allahabad. On to the other top story of the day. The Enforcement Directorate, or the ED, is set to confiscate assets worth over 15,000 crore rupees as part of its first action under the new Fugitive Economic Offenders Ordinance. According to PTI, the agency has begun work to bring together the existing cases of high-value fugitives and bank loan defaulters. It will soon approach various special anti-money laundering courts to get orders issued against them under the new ordinance. The report says that following the move, money laundering cases against Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksi, Jatin Mehta and others are expected to be picked up first for action. And under the new ordinance, the official said that all the assets of such an absconder, both in India and abroad, which have or have not been attached by the Enforcement Directorate under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, will be confiscated immediately. President Ramnath Kovind last Sunday had given assent to the promulgation of the Fugitive Economic Offenders Ordinance 2018, giving authorities powers to attach and confiscate the proceeds of crime and properties of economic offenders. On to some other news, the Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu has said that the decision to reject the opposition's petition seeking the removal of Chief Justice of India Deepak Mishra was taken after due diligence for over a month. A day after rejecting the notice, he said that the decision was not a hasty one but timely.
Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu on Tuesday explained that his decision to reject the notice of the motion to remove Chief Justice Deepak Mishra as timely and not a hasty one. Stating that the decision was taken after over a month of due diligence, Chairman Naidu revealed that 10 lawyers of the Supreme Court complimented him over the decision. Naidu said, and I quote, "I don't think it warrants compliments as I only did what was expected of me and in the manner the chairman of Rajya Sabha was expected to conduct in such matters. Some honorable members of the House had a point of view and the right to express it, while I had a responsibility cast on me. I have done my job and I'm satisfied with it," unquote. The Rajya Sabha chairman said that for past 1 month he had been looking at media reports about a moving notice against the Chief Justice of India. He said, and I quote, "I have since been working on the provisions, procedures and precedents in the matter, given the serious nature of the proposals and its implications and the imperative need for a timely decision. The concerned law, the Judges Inquiry Act 1968 Section 3, clearly required the chairman of Rajya Sabha to look for prima facie in the matter for either admitting the notice or refusing to do so. A clear responsibility was cast on the chairman in this regard, and it would be not correct to interpret the role of chairman as that of mere post office. Chairman is required to act as a constitutional functionary, which is substantial responsibility," unquote. The chairman also said that the Chief Justice of India is the highest judicial functionary of the country, and any issue in public domain concerning him requires to be resolved at the earliest following prescribed procedures. He added that the issue raised in the notice pertained mostly to the functioning of the Supreme Court and they have to be resolved internally. On Monday, the chairman rejected a notice by 7 opposition parties that was signed by 64 members to impeach the Chief Justice of India, saying the allegations were neither tenable nor admissible. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
Meanwhile, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has said that the Congress-led opposition's notice against the CJI was filed on untenable grounds. In a Facebook post, the Finance Minister wrote, the present motion has been filed on untenable grounds. It has been filed for collateral purpose to intimidate the Chief Justice of India and other judges of the higher judiciary. The chairman or the speaker of either houses of parliament have the sole discretion whether to admit the motion or to decline to do so. A motion under Article 124(4) is no different from any other motion where the chair has the discretion to admit it or decline to do so. Now, calling the motion a suicidal move by the Congress party, Arun Jaitley said that there has to be a strong and hard evidence to substantiate the claims, adding that hearsay and rumours are not a substitute for evidence. And West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has said that the Congress was wrong in giving notice for the removal of Chief Justice of India Deepak Mishra. Speaking to a private news channel in Kolkata, Mamata Banerjee said that the reason why the Trinamool did not support it, saying that she had advised both Sonia and Rahul Gandhi against the move, adding that her party was not in favour of interfering with the judiciary. And Jammu and Kashmir Cabinet on Tuesday approved an ordinance to allow courts to pronounce a death penalty for the rape of children below 12 years of age. The state cabinet, headed by Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti, approved 2 ordinances, including making the trial victim friendly and shifting the burden of proof on the accused in such cases. The government also added provisions to ensure a time-bound probe and fast-track trial in such cases. As per the Jammu and Kashmir Criminal Law Amendment Ordinance 2018, those guilty of raping a victim aged between 13 and 16 will get life imprisonment. Investigation to be completed in 2 months and in-camera trial by court to be completed within 6 months. Investigation in the case to be done by female police officers only, and bail provisions have also been made tougher. And the Supreme Court, while dealing with the issue of a disclosure of identity of rape victims, has said that even the dead have dignity and they cannot be named or shamed. The court said that even in cases where the rape victims were alive and were either minors, their identities should not be revealed as they have the right to privacy. The observation came in the way of the disclosure of the identity of the 8-year-old Kathua victim. The court questioned how the identity can be disclosed even after getting consent from the victim's parents. It also asked why identity should be disclosed even if the victim is dead. Senior lawyer Indira Jaisingh had raised the issue of Section 228 of the Indian Penal Code, which deals with the disclosure of the identity of victims of sexual offenders. Jaisingh, who is assisting the court as an amicus curiae, said that it was necessary for the apex court to clarify Section 228A. Remember, last week the Delhi High Court had declared and directed 12 media houses to pay a compensation of 10 lakh rupees each for revealing the identity of the Kathua rape victim. Now to some other news. A trial court in Jodhpur will pronounce its verdict in the rape case involving a self-styled godman Asaram today. As a security measure, the judgment will be pronounced inside the Jodhpur Central Jail, where Asaram is lodged for the past 4 years. Now, the centre has directed Rajasthan, Gujarat, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh to tighten security and deploy additional forces where the self-styled godman has a large number of followers. The Delhi police is also on high alert ahead of the verdict. Asaram is facing a trial in 2 sexual assault cases. Remember, he was arrested after a teenage girl filed a complaint against him. He was arrested in Indore and was sent to Jodhpur jail in September 2013. Hearing on the case was completed on 7th of April and the court had reserved its order then. And right now we'll take a very short break. We'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
Sun is the most dynamically important astrophysical object near us. And we also know that the sun's activity has varied over its lifetime of billions of years. We have to, both through observations as well as theoretical modeling, try to figure out why does the sun produce this activity which manifests as space weather. So this is another sort of new direction that you've taken in the center, because this is something that expertise that does not exist in India. Because this would have a say on whether the planet would be habitable or not.
Watch Eureka with Professor Divyendu Nandi, Head Center of Excellence in Space Sciences, India, IISER, Kolkata, Saturday 4 p.m. and Sunday 12 noon. Only on Rajya Sabha television.
And now let's get you all the news from pole-bound Karnataka. The process to scrutinize over 3,900 nominations submitted for the Karnataka elections will be done today. Remember, filing of nominations for the Karnataka Legislative Assembly elections ended on Tuesday with over 1,700 nominations filed on the last day. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah filed his second nomination from the Badami seat, while the BJP has now fielded B. Sriramulu from the same seat. The names can be withdrawn till 27th of April.
Chief Minister Siddaramaiah filed his nomination from a second constituency, Badami, in North Karnataka, just before the process ended on Tuesday. He had already filed his nomination from Chamundeshwari in Mysuru. Seeking to turn the poll battle fiercer, the BJP also fielded party Lok Sabha member and scheduled tribe leader B. Sriramulu, who filed his papers from Badami, his second constituency. Sriramulu was accompanied by Union Minister Prakash Javadekar and party candidate B.S. Yedurappa. The BJP, while quashing the contest of 2 Vidhan Sabha seats from Siddaramaiah, said he had already lost before the elections.
Siddaramaiah मुख्यमंत्री होकर भी अब डर गए हैं, वो भाग रहे हैं। चामुंडेश्वरी से बदामी से कोप्पड़, वो भाग रहे हैं, लेकिन अब जनता से भाग नहीं सकते। जनता उनको परास्त करेगी।
Claiming that the people of Karnataka will once again place their trust in Siddaramaiah, the Congress said the BJP's mission Karnataka will never be successful.
प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी कर्नाटक में आए हुए 35 दिन हो गए हैं, पर वो चाइना या विदेश यात्रा ज़्यादा प्रेफर कर रहे हैं और जो चुने हुए इनके कैंडिडेट्स हैं वो वापस विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं। तो इसी से स्पष्ट हो जाता है कि किस तरीके से आज एक माहौल बन चुका है जहां भारतीय जनता पार्टी अब समझने लग गई है कि यहाँ पर इनकी दाल गलने वाली नहीं है। जिस तरीके की ये राजनीति फैलाना चाह रहे थे, ध्रुवीकरण की राजनीति फैलाना चाह रहे थे, वो हो नहीं पा रहा है और इनका जो मिशन कर्नाटका है वो पूरी तरीके से फ्लॉप है।
As many as 4 crore 96 lakh voters can exercise their franchise in the Karnataka Assembly elections on 12th May. The state has 224 seats. EVM machines and VVPATs will be used in all the 56,000 polling booths that will be put up across the state. Results will be announced on May 15th. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge has expressed confidence that his party will make a comeback in the state, but he has also said that the final decision on the next chief minister for the state will be taken by the party high command in due time.
चुनाव में जीत के आने की हमारी पूरी संभावना है। फिर से कांग्रेस पार्टी के ही गवर्नमेंट बनेगी और जिसको चाहे हाईकमांड वो मुख्यमंत्री बना सकती है।
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi is likely to address a number of rallies in Karnataka to boost the BJP's campaign in the state. Now, PTI is quoting the BJP sources as saying that the Prime Minister will begin his election campaign in the state from 1st of May and he's expected to address around 20 rallies. According to sources, the Prime Minister's final program is being finalized. Meanwhile, the BJP on Tuesday appointed B.Y. Vijendra, son of a state unit chief, B.S. Yedurappa, as the party's youth wing general secretary. Remember, this comes a day after protests erupted in Mysuru after Yedurappa, in a surprise decision, announced that his son will not be contesting from Varuna constituency. And BSP President Mayawati will campaign in poll-bound Karnataka from today. Mayawati will campaign in Mysuru today. She is also scheduled to address rallies at Chitradurga, Kolar, Kalaburgi, Bagami and Bidar regions in the next 4 days. Remember, BSP is in alliance with the JDS in the election and the party has fielded candidates in 20 seats. News from Tamil Nadu now. Ruling AIADMK will hold statewide public meetings across the state on the Kaveri issue from today onwards till 29th of April to urge the centre to implement the Supreme Court verdict. The massive public meetings would be held in Kaveri Delta districts of Tamil Nadu. Deputy Chief Minister O. Pannirselvam will address a meeting today at Nagapattinam district. Chief Minister K. Palanisamy will also address a grand public rally on 28th of April at Thiruvarur. Now, AIADMK, which staged a statewide fast on 3rd of April, is seeking the constitution of the Kaveri Management Board, and to condemn the centre on the issue has said that the implementation of the verdict was imperative to release water for irrigation to Delta districts from the Muttur Reservoir on 12th of June. Well, a very short break here. We'll be back.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Welcome back after the break. Well, after attending the SCO's Foreign Ministers meeting in Beijing, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj is in Mongolia for a 2-day visit. She was received at the airport by the Deputy Foreign Minister of Mongolia, B. Batetsek, and MEA spokesperson Ravish Kumar tweeted, "First visit of an Indian External Affairs Minister to Mongolia in 42 years, reconnecting with our shared Buddhist heritage." Swaraj warmly received by Deputy Foreign Minister of Mongolia on her arrival in Salni, Ulaanbaatar. Now, this morning, Sushma Swaraj began a hectic day of engagements as she met her counterpart for the Joint Commission. She also delivered the keynote address at the Kushok Bakula birth centenary celebrations. Later, Kushok Bakula Rinpoche was a revered Buddhist leader from Ladakh and a former ambassador of India to Mongolia. During her visit, Sushma Swaraj will also co-chair the 6th round of India-Mongolia Joint Consultative Committee meeting with Foreign Minister of that country, covering a range of issues including political, strategic, economic, educational and cultural ties. An earlier External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj raised the issue of global terrorism and protectionism during her address at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Council of Foreign Ministers meeting in Beijing. In a veiled attack on Pakistan, she said that terrorism is the enemy of the basic human rights, and the fight against it should also identify states that encourage, support and finance the menace and provide sanctuary to terror groups. She said that in order to wipe out this scourge from the face of the earth, everyone has to work together. She also raised the issue of reforms at the UN Security Council, saying that they were the need of the hour to make the United Nations more representative of contemporary realities. On trade and investments, Swaraj said that protectionism in all its forms should be rejected and efforts should be made to discipline measures that constitute barriers to trade. And at the end of the meeting, foreign ministers from member states signed 14 resolutions, most of which are about the draft of the outcome documents to be submitted at the SCO summit for the signing or approval. However, at the meeting, India did not endorse China's controversial Belt and Road Initiative, while the rest of the 8-member bloc backed the pet project of President Xi Jinping. India's name was conspicuously missing from the list of countries that endorse the BRI, in which China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is a part. The meeting, presided by Chinese State Councillor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi, was convened to approve the agenda for the SCO summit that will be held in the Chinese city of Guangdong in June, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi is likely to attend this summit.
各种合作以及共同关心的重大的国际和地区问题，深入交换间 我们签署了14项决议，其中大部分决议是关于
And Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman addressed the Shanghai Cooperation Organization's meet on Tuesday, where she asserted that there are no good terrorists. Without naming Pakistan, the Defence Minister raised the issue of cross-border terrorism in the presence of a Pakistan Defence Minister, saying that those providing a safe haven to terror groups will not be tolerated. She said that the arguments of political convenience to provide an alibi for terrorist organizations are no longer tolerable. Nirmala Sitharaman raised other issues such as cross-border terrorism, extremism, cybersecurity and narcotic trafficking in the country. It is noteworthy that India and Pakistan were admitted last year into the SCO organization. Sitharaman said that India will also participate strongly in SCO's peace mission joint military exercises being held in Russia later this year.
We are confident that India's membership of SCO will further enhance and deepen our ties with all the member countries for mutual benefit.
Earlier, Nirmala Sitharaman met her Chinese counterpart, General Wei Fenghe, in Beijing. In the meetings, she said that the differences should not lead to disputes in relations between India and China. Sitharaman's meeting with her Chinese counterpart came in the backdrop of strain in ties between the two countries after the Doklam standoff. And big story coming in from the United States. The Donald Trump administration is planning to end the work permits to the spouses of H-1B visa holders to work legally in the U.S. The Trump administration's move can have an impact on more than 70,000 H-4 visa holders who have work permits. Remember, H-4 visa is issued to the spouses of H-1B visa holders, a large number of whom are high-skilled professionals from India. A 2015 rule issued by the Obama administration allows work permits for the spouses who otherwise could not be employed while H-1B visa holders seek a permanent resident status. However, the Trump administration is now planning to terminate this provision. And now to some sports news. India will open its 2019 World Cup campaign against South Africa on 5th of June and will face arch rivals Pakistan on 16th of June. The 2019 Cricket World Cup will be held in the United Kingdom from 30th of May to 14th of July, while the men in blue will kickstart their campaign on 5th of June. As per the Lodha Committee recommendations, the BCCI will have to maintain a mandatory 15-day gap between the IPL final and the international assignment, and the matter was discussed during the ICC Chief Executives meeting that was held on Tuesday. The clash against Pakistan will take place in Manchester. Remember, India have never lost to Pakistan in a World Cup. And that's it from me and my team in this edition of Breakfast News. But news and updates continue on your channel. Thanks for watching.